Hi, everybody. I wanted to get on here just a minute to talk about the map assignment and give you a few pointers on that. I updated the form just a little bit, so I wanted to make sure that I gave you an updated video and really wanted to get this out like on Wednesday or Thursday last week, but it was kind of crazy at work the last few days. If you look at the map assignment, you'll see that I've updated the form. If you've already done the map assignment with the other form, then that's not a problem. The information is pretty much the same. I can work with that. But I am asking those of you that have already done the assignment, if you will go in, please, and take those courses that you've planned out for your Caldwell section and go ahead and plan them in student planning. And I will show you how to do that in just a second. So I want to look at the map form. I want to talk about student planning and how you can go in and plan those courses, how you can figure out what courses you need, first of all, and then how you can plan those courses in student planning, and also make sure that you know how to access the university resources. Because again, the courses you take here will largely be determined by what the university wants you to have. So I'll cover those things in this video. The other thing too I want to point out is a lot of times I'll get the question as to whether or not you need to do the university part of the map if you decide that you don't want to transfer. And the answer is yes, because since this is ACA 122, one of our course competencies is to create an academic plan all the way through the bachelor's degree. So if you have no intentions of getting your bachelor's degree right now and transferring in the next year or so, that's fine. What you'll see when I show you these university plans is there are lots of university plans that are already sort of created for, most majors, to be honest. So if you aren't planning to transfer right away, then just choose one of the university plans and go ahead and use that for your university section. And that won't be, really won't be too much extra work. And it gives you a good what if. It gives you a good, option to look at in the future. If you don't think you want to transfer right now, at least you've looked at a plan, you know what would be required if you do want to do that. Okay, so let's look first of all at the map assignment. Let's see if I can share my screen here. And I'm going to go over here to Moodle. So if you're in your Moodle course, you see that we're in week 8 and that plan is due this week. And so when you scroll down, I will be updating this video, so that's why it's not published right now. But you'll see the map worksheet, and then you'll see the rubric on how they're going to be graded. And then after those, you'll see a place where you can submit. So it does look like a few of you have already submitted it. And like I said, it's not a problem if you've already submitted it. I'll just ask you guys to go back and do the planning piece in student planning, which will take honestly about 5 minutes after you've done everything else. You've done the hard part already. So we'll look at the map worksheet, which I already have pulled up. But if you click on that, you'll see this Word assignment here, and this is a Word file. And so I've given you a few instructions there about planning out the courses. And the first couple questions, or the first question here asks you sort of your goals, what your major is going to be, who your advisor is. And then I'm asking you to give me a link to a program of study. And you'll do that if, like what'll go there basically is where you find either the BDP that you're following, the baccalaureate degree plan for the university that you're following, or the Pages Web Advisor, or just give me a link to your source for that information. And then I'm asking you to give me any previously earned coursework. So if you've taken college courses in high school that you've gotten credit for, that apply to your degree, they need to actually apply to this degree that you're trying to earn. Or if you're taking classes, taking classes the last couple of semesters at Caldwell, maybe you've been to another community college before, any of that can go here. And y'all, since this is a Word file, you can make this as long as you need to or as short as you need to. So if you only have taken 2 courses in the past, then you can just go over here and basically, highlight and delete some of those lines if you don't need them. Maybe you've taken 20 courses in the past, and so you have a lot. So you can go in there and you can insert rows, as many as you need. And I'm just highlighting and right clicking to get those options, but you can insert as many rows as you need. So this really can be your plan. You're not stuck to the 6 lines or whatever I've given you there. Then the next thing I'm asking you is what courses you're enrolled in now. So what courses are you currently taking? Obviously, you're going to put your ACA 122 course down, but anything else that applies to your degree that you're taking as far as college courses. Then again, you can update. If you're only taking 2 courses right now, then you might just want to delete some of those rows. Then finally, this is probably the hard part, is going out and figuring out what courses you still have left to take to earn your degree, and then planning them out semester by semester. And I do want you to give me details. Like I do want you to say, you know, this is going to be summer of 2021 or fall of 2021 or spring of 2022. So in this section right here, you would put basically the semester and the year, and then list the courses out that you plan to take. And keep in mind the totals. So make sure you total those up each semester so that at the end, we can make sure we have enough credits to graduate. I've given you, I don't know, 5 or 6, I think, little tables here for different semesters. Once again, if you need more, you can add more. You can copy this whole thing and then paste it down below to add another one, or you can delete. If you only have 2 more semesters left, then just go ahead and delete the extra 3 or 4 tables or whatever there. Then we get to the university part. And so here's where I'm asking where you plan to transfer to, what your major will be there. I do want you to give me a planned graduation date, because part of this assignment is planning out the timeline. If you don't meet that timeline, that's fine, but you're more likely to meet the timeline if you actually give yourself one. So if you sort of plan out that I'm going to need 3 more semesters at the community college, and then I'm going to try to get this done in 4 or 5 semesters at the university, then you can plan that out and have a date to look forward to. And then again, for the link to the programs of study online, I'm going to show you the resources on how to find those plans online. If you use one of those, just give me the link back to it so that I can sort of verify and make sure you've got the courses you need. And then we do the same thing for the university that we did for the community college. And like I said, these baccalaureate degree plans that I'm going to show you in a minute, they largely have this done for you. So you really are in this section oftentimes just sort of copying the courses they tell you you're going to need to take at the university into this worksheet. So this part gets a little more difficult if you're not going to one of our state universities, but if you're going to one of our state universities, then this part is pretty much done for you. If you're looking at something like a private school like Lenore Ryan or Lees McRae, or if you're looking at an out-of-state school, then you might have a little more work to do here. You'll have to kind of go to their website and see what courses are required for graduation and sort of plug those in. But for most of our state schools, this work is done for you. So it seems like it will be difficult, but it's really not. And I think it's a good thing to go ahead and look at what courses you're going to have for your degree. Because, for example, you may be looking at something that you don't realize maybe how much math it requires or how much science it requires, or maybe you're looking at something and you look at all the courses and think, wow, those sound really interesting. This is great. I can't wait to do this. So looking at the courses required for your degree, I think is very helpful when you're planning. So that's the form that we're filling out. And like I said, I really think that probably this community college part might be the hardest, because we tell you what courses you need to take, but we don't always tell you what order to take them in. So that's what we need to look at next. Okay, so let me go back over here to Moodle. And again, I'm in week 8, so I'm in your current week. And if you scroll down after these assignments, you'll see that I've got some resources here for you. And one of them is the North Carolina Community College Transfer website. This is going to show you what the universities want you to have. They give you what courses they want you to have while you're here at the community college, and they tell you what courses they're going to ask you to take when you get to the university. And then also, I've linked to some resources for our student planning, just so you can see some tutorials and some helpful advice on how to plan out those courses. But let's look first at these university transfer website. And I want to do that because, again, a lot of times those baccalaureate degree plans, the university tells us what they want us to take at the community college. So when you're planning out your community college courses, it's helpful to have this in mind. And so when I go to this transfer page, I'm going to see lots of general information about transfer, and that's good. But for the purpose of this assignment, I'm going to scroll down to the bottom, and there is a list of links to all these baccalaureate degree plans for all of the state public universities. So if I, for example, want to go to Appalachian and I want to major in management, which is what their general kind of business degree is, then I would go to the Appalachian website, and I'll scroll down through the whole list of majors, and you can see there's quite a few of them. They have plans created for pretty much all of their majors to help transfer students. But I'll go down and I'll look at the management degree. Eventually, there we go. And the BSBA is Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. So that's kind of their general business degree. They've got options for us, so you can earn that one online or you can earn on the main campus. I'll just click on the main campus one. And then you see, now this is what Appalachian's transfer guides look like. This yellow section, and pay attention to any notes at the top. Those are good information for you to have. But this information at the top in yellow is what they want you to take when you're with us. So these are the courses they want you to take at the community college, and they also tell you what the Appalachian equivalent is. Now, Appalachian actually gives you a semester by semester layout. And this may not be exactly the order in which you've taken the classes, but they do help you out with the layout. Now, this is, I don't want you to use this layout on your plan, though. I want you to tell me what you have left to take and then plan those out accordingly. So if you've already taken a few classes, like, for example, you're taking ACA 122 now, maybe you've already taken CIS 110, then obviously you'll have to rearrange things a little bit for your plan. But I think this is helpful because when I show you our part gives you lots of leeway. But for example, they want you to take statistics. We give you a choice of math. They want you to take statistics. They also want you to take pre-calculus algebra. We give you a choice of electives. They're asking you to take business 110, business 115, accounting. There's 2 of those. I think there's 2 economics. And then there's a brief calculus math class. So while we give you a lot of leeway with what electives you can take, you should be filling those elective spots in with the courses that Appalachian wants. So that's very helpful. And then, of course, Appalachian will also give you in the gray part on their plans what you'll take at the university. So this is what I was saying when I said that university plan was actually pretty easy just to sort of copy and paste, because they've already told you what they want you to take in the 5th and 6th, 7th, 8th semesters, which is kind of your junior year and your senior year. So you literally can just take these course numbers and sort of type them over on the page, and that part's done. Now, if this is, if you find a plan for what you want to do, like you actually do want to do management, or you want to do accounting or elementary ed, this really should sort of be something that you follow, something that you keep checking on while you're here, because you really want, in order to go to Appalachian and take as few extra courses as possible, and in order to just be as attractive to them for admissions as possible, you really want to make sure that you follow the plan they set out. So this will sort of be your guide for the next couple of years as you're working through your time here at the community college. So that's the Appalachian plan. Let me just back up for a second and show you one more. I'm back on this university website now. Let me just show you UNC Charlotte, just to give you a different look. So I clicked there. Now I'm on their website, and they break theirs up by colleges. So if I wanted to look at management there, sorry, my dog and my cat are fighting here. If I wanted to look at management there, I would go to the Belk College of Business, which is where theirs is going to be. And they've got a couple different options. They've got management with concentration, organizational management, talent management, marketing. We'll just go with, I don't know, we'll go with marketing. See what the difference is there. And you see their plan looks very different than the Appalachian plan, but it's still broken down. And my dog wants to say hey, but it's still broken down in semesters. So they do tell you what you want to have at the community college. These are NCCCS courses, is North Carolina Community College course. And so they'll tell you what they want you to take. And sorry, my dog wants to say hey, and I'm trying to tell him to stop. And then what the equivalent would be at UNC Charlotte. So again, they've got that all worked out for you. So if you wanted to go to UNC Charlotte, find a plan that works for you and follow this like almost like a guide as you're here. I'm going to let him say hey, so you can see what I'm dealing with here. Say hey, Baker. Say hey. Okay, now stop. I got to make my video. Okay, sorry about that. I've got his ball, and it's a very loud squeaky ball, and I'm keeping it away from him. So can you take this ball? Can I take it away from him? Thank you. Sorry, handed the ball off to the husband. Okay, so like the Appalachian plan, UNC Charlotte will also then tell you what you need to take when you get there. So you've got the plan here for your 5th and 6th, 7th, 8th semesters, which is basically going to be your junior and senior year. So again, and they even total it up here. So you total 61 credits at the community college, 59 credits at UNC Charlotte. It's going to give you the 120 you need to graduate. So please look for those plans and keep those plans. You can save them as a PDF on your hard drive. You can email them to yourself, print them out, whatever you need to do. This is going to help you. It's going to help you create the plan for this assignment, but it's also going to help you create the plan for all the courses you need to continue taking with us and make sure you're as attractive to the universities when you apply as you possibly can be. Okay. So the next thing I need to show you real quick is our student planning site. So this is going to help you plan out the courses you need at the community college and the courses you need at the university. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of some of those windows. But then I also want to show you how to do the student planning piece. And a lot of you want to graduate from us. And so I'm going to show you how to make sure you have all the courses you need to graduate from us. So where I am right now is our website, the CCC Chow website. And I'm just going to click on Web Advisor at the top here, because that's the easiest way for me to get into Web Advisor. You can go into the portal, the My CCCTI page, and click on Web Advisor for Students over on the right-hand side, and that'll work the same way. But since portal's been down the last couple of weeks here and there, I'm just going to go ahead and click on Web Advisor at the top, and then I'm going to log in. And then I'm going to click on Students. And right here under Academics, I want to click on Student Planning. So if you are in Portal, if you're in the My CCCTI page on the right, you'll go to Web Advisor for Students, you'll go to Academics, and you'll go to Student Planning. And when I go to Student Planning, it pulls up this page right here. And you've got two options here. You've got View My Progress, and you can go and view your plan and schedule. And so we're going to use these in conjunction. We're going to go to My Progress to see what courses we need. And then we're going to go to Plan and Schedule to actually put them on the plan. So those of you that have already done the map, you'll still need to do this Plan and Schedule part. Well, the planning part, not the schedule part. So under My Progress, this is going to show you what courses you need for your degree. And I'm not enrolled in a program, so let me go. I'm going to view a new program. You guys should already have your program listed there. And so there I am for Associate in Arts. I'm going to hide the developmental right now because you don't really need to see those. But right here, you can see the general education requirements. This is where it tells you what courses you need to graduate from Caldwell, basically. So I need English 111 and 112, and I have those already planned. And this is what I want to see when I go in and grade this assignment. I want to go in and see that everything is either completed, in progress, or it's all planned out. If it's in progress, it's green. If it's completed, it's green. I think planned is yellow. And then if it's red, that means you haven't started it yet. So I actually have gone through and planned all these out. So you can see what semester I've planned to take them in. And then our Humanities Fine Arts, I need 3 of those classes, which is 9 credits. And you can see I've got those planned already. Okay. Same thing for my Social Behavioral Science. This is what I want to see. Now math. This is where, like I told you before, you had 3 options for math. But remember when we looked at the management plan for ASU and for UNC Charlotte, actually, they wanted us to take Math 152 and or Math 171. So I've got 171 planned, which fulfills my requirements here. I'll need to make sure I put the Math 152 later when I'm looking at my Gen Ed electives. Natural Sciences, I've got that course all planned out. And I want to plan, make sure, obviously I'm planning the courses that the university wants. And so for here, this section, I need 14 credits of general ed. This is where you really want to make sure that you are looking at courses the university wants. Because I can go through here and I can take 14 hours of courses that have nothing to do with the degree I eventually want at the university. But why would I do that? Why would I want to take an extra 14 credits is almost a whole semester. Why would I not want those things to be things that applied to the university? So it says 0 of 14 credits completed. I think I have planned out 12 hours here. So I would need to take one more course in this section in order to have this section fully planned out. You can see what I've got planned and when I've planned to take it. Planning a course is very simple, y'all. You basically will go to the course you want to plan, Art 114. I can click on it. It gives me a little bit of information about it, course description, and then I'd literally just click Add Course to Plan and select a term. And now it's added the course to my plan. And that's all I have to do. So those of you that already have the map form filled out and submitted, like I said, this planning part in Web Advisor is going to take you 5 minutes because that took me 20 seconds to plan a course. Let me go back to view my AA. Remember, since I'm not enrolled in this plan, I have to keep going back to it. But now you can see when I scroll back down to that section there of additional gen ed hours, now that it's moved my arts around a little bit, but now I have an art course plan there. I think originally I had art up in humanities, so it'll move them around a little bit, but I've got that course planned. I also, if you notice, if I get down through this list, I have my ACA 122 planned. And then I also have 14 credits of elective hours I needed. So I had 14 credits of gen ed courses I needed and 14 credits of pre-major electives I needed. So I want to make sure that I have all these planned. And you can see I've got some courses completed here. I've taken some PE classes over my time at Caldwell, but I only have 5 credits completed out of the 14 I need. So I would also need to add some courses here. So maybe I, for example, economics was a course that I needed for the university. I could put that in here. I could, maybe I need another science class for what they're asking me at the university. So I could go in here and I could look at geology and I could add that course to my plan. And I'm just choosing a semester for the purpose of this. And then now it's been added to my plan. So again, when I go back to my progress, and if I scroll back down here to the electives again, okay, I'm not sure. It must have added geology up above, but now you can see that I have the Psych 150 planned. Where's it going to fit my geology? It tends to reorganize things when I add courses because it puts them in the first place you can see. So there we go. So geology came first on the list, so it just applied it to the first place it would be a requirement. But you can see that it's now on the plan. And I have, more than enough hours planned here for my 14 credits there. And now I'm well on my way to having my elective credits planned out here. I've got 5 completed and I just added 3 more to my plan. So now I'm at 8. So I need to choose a couple more classes down here to add my plan. Now, one other thing to note is that each course can only count one time. So while you may see Psych 150 listed in 3 different sections here, it's a social science requirement. It can be a gen ed requirement. It can be a pre-major requirement. Obviously, we're only going to count that Psych 150 one place. So if we count it as a social science requirement, then we're not going to count it anywhere else for you. In general, what you should be looking at is about 60 hours at the community college and about 60 hours at the university, 60 credit hours each place, because most of your bachelor's degrees will require 120 hours. Okay, so with student planning, I do want to show you one more thing here before I let you go. And that is, I've been in the progress section and that's where I've been looking and sort of planning. But a quick way to see what you have planned overall is if you go to student planning and click on plan and schedule. This is where you would see like what courses you're taking now and how you'd plan your schedule for maybe summer or fall. But this timeline button here is a nice way to see what you've got all planned out. So I can go in and I can look at your progress and I can see that everything in every section is planned, but I can also just come right here and see, by the way, it'll show you the courses you've taken previously. I've got to go back a little bit so you can see the courses I've taken previously, but it will also show you then what you've got planned out. So this is what I had planned for spring. Here's what I've planned for summer, what I planned for fall. So it looks like, I could get pretty much everything finished by fall of 2022 if I were planning out what I have left for right now. Also, one other note, when you plan these courses out, it's not set in stone. I mean, it really is a plan. So if you go in to register for summer and fall and you can't get these courses or you can't get them in that order, it is not a problem. I mean, I can always move this psychology course over. I can just click and drag it and move it over to fall. And now I've updated my plan. If I don't want the psychology at all, then I can just go in here and I can exit out and I can remove my plan. The planning piece, you're not hurting anything by playing around with it, but this helps your advisor tremendously. When you go in for advising later, if you've got all this planned out, this helps when you're trying to choose what classes you need and make sure you have enough classes to graduate. So we want you to plan it all out now. And then if you need to revise the plan, if you need to move things around, that is not a problem later on. But we really want to make sure that by the time you finish ACA, you have this already sort of tentatively planned out to help you and to help your advisor and just to make sure that you've got the courses you need to graduate. Okay, so we've looked at the form, we've looked at the map, the student planning, the catalog, the baccalaureate degree plans. The only other thing is maybe checking with your advisor. And also in this plan and degree section, there's an advising section there. Now, I don't have an advisor, So mine just has an email to the advising office, which will be in student services, but you should have a person listed there. When you click on advising, you should have an advisor listed there. That is your advisor. You can click on them, their name, and email them. You can write a note and save the note. We encourage advisors to put notes in when they talk with you. So that way, if someone else helps you later on, or if you know, a success coach or somebody is working with you, we can sort of see the notes that we put in there, but you can also put notes in as well. You can also ask your advisor to review your plan, and then he or she will do that, and they can archive the copy of that. So they can basically save what you guys had planned out. So really do try to use this and try to meet with your advisor. A lot of people just kind of go over to, you know, student services and don't actually meet with their own advisor. And we're really working on trying to get you to meet with your faculty advisor and sort of build a relationship so you guys can be planning and using the tools and making sure you get what you need before you graduate or before you transfer. Okay, so I think I've covered all the things on my list. Let me stop sharing my screen. If you will, please look over this assignment kind of early. This is not an assignment that you're going to do like late Wednesday night to get it submitted for Wednesday. So make sure you look over it, and that gives you time, like maybe Monday even, to be able to email your advisor and get a question answered if you need to, or email me if you have a question. I'm happy to help. If you're having trouble finding a university plan that you can use, let me know that as well, because a lot of times I can do a little bit of research and send you a link to something that'll work for you. So go ahead and be looking at that assignment and start working on it. It's going to take a little bit of time, but I think with all the resources that we've got there for you, the university plans and then the planning tools we've got in self-service, it shouldn't be too awfully difficult. We just need to make sure that, you know, that you're clear in what your major is and you start planning here for what the university is asking for. Okay, you have a great day, and you guys let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.